Today I'm going to be demonstrating how to make potato chops, which are potato patties that have a spicy meat mixture on the inside. You won't find the exact recipe here because then you wouldn't buy my book, Mom's Authentic Assyrian Recipes, which can be purchased on AssyrianCookbook.com and also on Amazon. For this recipe, you're going to need some onions, some meat, beef or lamb, whichever you prefer, parsley, a mixture of spices, Idaho potato flakes, some eggs, salt, and water, and of course some oil to fry it in. You might be like me and you might be wondering and saying to yourself, potato chop, that doesn't sound very Assyrian. And I have no explanation for that, I just know that's what we call them. But I have been told that the chop part comes from Chap, which is clapping in Assyrian, and this is kind of the motion you do when you're putting the patties together. So there you go. Okay, so the first step is browning your meat. At this point I want to add my onions, which are finely diced, and just keep cooking and breaking it up. Okay, now I'm going to add my parsley and the spices. Too bad you don't have smell-o-vision because it's smelling good in here. That's a little Assyrian for you Assyrian people. Okay, this pretty much looks done. At this point, you're going to want to let it cool off while you work on the dough. Okay, I dumped the entire box of Idaho potatoes into the bowl. I'm going to add the salt, the eggs, and a little water at a time. And I'm going to start mixing. Unfortunately, I don't have any camera help today, so I am cooking and videotaping at the same time. So no excuses for you people out there that say you can't cook. So normally I'd be using 2 hands. A lot of people do this with real potatoes, but for some reason to me that's just harder. This is a lot easier and they taste just as good. Plus you don't have to peel potatoes. Try to get the areas that are kind of dry still. The rest of the water. Okay, now I have to put this camera down and really get in there with both hands. I shall return. And now you want to dip your hands in some cold water because that keeps the dough from sticking to your hands. And take some in your hands, flatten it out, and try to make a bowl out of it. And then you're going to put about a teaspoon or so of the mixture in there. And pinch the edges together, trying to keep the meat inside. And I'll wet my hands again. And this is where the Chap part comes in, the clapping of the hands. You want them round and uniform. And this one is a little small, but you get the idea. That's one. I'll do another one. Try to make it a little bigger this time. Okay, here we go. If they're not perfect, I'm going to hear it from Mom later, so I want them round. Of course, they'll never be as good as Mom's, but hey, I know they're going to taste good. With the hands. I'll show you one last time. Now if you had a little meat sticking out, you can always take a little dough and just use it to patch up any holes that you have and just blend it in there. Now I'm going to demonstrate the final step, which is frying the potato chop. Once your oil is nice and hot, go ahead and very gently place your potato chop in there. If you don't want to burn your hand, which is a smart thing to do, use a utensil of some sort. That's Cujo at the door trying to get in, also known as Rex. Okay, so the potato chops have been frying for a while, and the edges are starting to turn golden brown. This would be the time where you would flip them over. You could use 2 wooden spoons to do this. Come back here, you. I'm going to do it the right way. I need another spoon. And they've been frying approximately 2 to 3 minutes. But now that the oil is getting hotter, you probably won't have to fry them as long on this side. Okay, now that they're golden brown on both sides, I'm going to drain them on paper towels. And here you have potato chops, done the easy way. Once again, if you would like this recipe, you can find it in my book, Mom's Authentic Assyrian Recipes, which can be purchased at AssyrianCookbook.com. They're not good for you. Nope. All mine.